नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका इस चैनल में जिसका नाम है डॉक्टर विपुल वी कपूर लेट्स लर्न। दोस्तों, सबसे पहले मैं आप सभी का धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा क्योंकि 2 महीने के कम समय में इस चैनल ने आज 400 का आंकड़ा छू लिया है एंड दैट हैज़ बीन पॉसिबल just because of you, the lovers of literature. So, friends, I am thankful to all the subscribers of this channel, and I request all students, my friends, my well wishers, to please share these videos so that they can be helpful to the others. Because George Bernard Shaw has rightly said that if you have an apple and if I have an apple, and when we exchange our apples, then at the end I will have one apple and you will have one apple. लेकिन अगर आपके पास ज्ञान है, आपके पास एक विचार है, अगर मेरे पास एक विचार है, and then when we exchange our ideas, at the end of the day I will have 2 ideas and you will have 2 ideas too. ज्ञान बांटने से बढ़ता है. And with this purpose, we are running this channel, Dr. Vipul V. Kapoor, Let's Learn. So, friends, without wasting much time, let's come back to the topic of discussion for today. Friends, today we want to discuss the literary characteristics of the Elizabethan age. We want to discuss the movement of Renaissance which took place in England and how it influenced our English literature during the 16th century. The Elizabethan age. Queen Elizabeth ruled on England from the year 1558 to 1603, and this period, friends, is considered as the age of Queen Elizabeth. It is also known as the age of William Shakespeare because Shakespeare was the most prominent dramatist and a poet of this age. And friends, this is the most flowering and the golden period of English literature. It was during this period, when Renaissance, the influence of Renaissance was slowly spreading across the country, England. So, it is also known as the period of Renaissance in England. But before we discuss the literary characteristics of Renaissance, literary characteristics of the Elizabethan age, let's first of all try to understand the meaning of the term Renaissance. Friends, Renaissance is a French term which means revival, which means rebirth. Okay, the Renaissance was a movement, a fervent period of European culture, cultural, artistic, political, economic rebirth. In all the countries across Europe, you find huge changes taking place during the 14th, 15th, and 16th century. Okay, and this change is considered as the rebirth of Europe. And this movement is found in Europe from 14th to 16th and sometimes 17th century also. Actually, the movement of Renaissance began in Italy and then it started traveling to France and then to other countries of Europe, including England. But by the time this movement reaches, the movement of Renaissance reaches England, it was 16th century. Actually, this movement, Renaissance, it is a link, or you can say it bridges the gap between the Middle Ages and the modern day civilization. We know that the period from 12th to 14th century is considered as the Dark Ages, right? Not much literature was produced during this period in England. In matters of art, in matters of culture, not much contribution is done by the people. But when you come to the 16th century, 15th century onwards, you find a huge change in all walks of life. So, Renaissance, you can say, bridges the gap between the Middle Ages and the modern day civilization. Now, let's come to discuss the characteristics of Renaissance, the important features of the literature produced during this period of Renaissance during the 16th century. The important features or elements of literature during this period are spirit of independence, materialism, spirit of adventure, romanticism, revival of interest in Greek learning, development of drama and poetry, and so on. Friends, now we want to discuss all these characteristics one by one. Okay, the first one is the spirit of independence. Friends, it was a general passion, it was the spirit of the people that people wanted to live the life independently. Okay, this became the fashion of the British society during the 16th century. And this influence, this spirit is also found in literature. Say, for example, the writers of the 16th century Elizabethan age, no doubt they borrowed some stories from some foreign literature, foreign writers, but they also showed the spirit of independence and creativity. They based their stories from the foreign literature, but they changed the stories in such a manner, they looked to be original. Shakespeare wrote immortal tragedies, but he never followed Aristotle's concept of tragedy. Okay, Aristotle, who is considered as an important critic in the field of tragedy, Shakespeare has violated so many norms of Aristotle that is known as the spirit of independence. Not only this, Edmund Spenser, who is known as the poet's poet, he did so many innovations in the language of poetry, and he not only this created his own medium of expression in poetry, that was Spenserian stanza, and this Spenserian stanza, which was 100% innovated by Edmund Spenser himself, became so popular among other writers during the 16th century. Not only this, if you take an example of William Shakespeare, Shakespeare also made so many experiments with English language, and he contributed hundreds of words to English language. And this shows the spirit of independence among the writers of the Elizabethan age. Another important feature of the Elizabethan literature is the spirit of materialism. Materialism, friends, means love for materials, love for this material world, love for money, love for power. Okay, and how did this materialism enter into England? If you want to know about that, then you go back to the stories of Columbus, to the stories of Vasco da Gama, who were the sea adventurers. They explored the unknown places like America, some other islands of America. Vasco came to India, and they were the traders. They bought the gems, the spices, some costly items from there, and then brought them to England. This is how richness came to England. They came back with their ships loaded with pearls, with spices, with silk, with richness. And this is how materialism started in England as richness came to the country. And this materialism is very well expressed in Christopher Marlowe's plays. I have taken this example from one of his tragedies, Dr. Faustus. Mark these lines spoken by this character, Dr. Faustus. He says, "Oh, what a world of profit and delight, of power, of honor, and omnipotence is promised to the studious artisan. All things that move between the quiet poles shall be at my command." So, this was the spirit of the people. The Elizabethan society, they wanted to earn profits, they wanted to get delight, they wanted to get power, achieve power and honor, and all things that move between the quiet poles means the whole universe shall be at my command. This is the spirit of materialism. Love for this material world was one of the important features of the Elizabethan society, and that is very well expressed by Marlowe and other writers of this age. In Marlowe's Jew of Malta, another tragedy written by him, Barabbas, who is the hero, the protagonist of this play, Barabbas the Jew, is a man who wants to accumulate infinite richness in a little room. This also shows materialism of the people. Moreover, spirit of adventure is also an important characteristic of the Elizabethan literature. As I just now talked about Columbus, about Vasco, they were the adventurers of Europe, okay, and they came back with richness, to Europe, to their own native land, and this brought about a new spirit of adventure among the people of England. If you want to find this example of spirit of adventure, you need to read Marlowe's plays. Marlowe's tragedy, Edward II, the protagonist Mortimer, he speaks this line which shows the spirit of adventure of the Elizabethan people. At the end of his life, he was on the verge of death, and he speaks these lines to his wife, to the queen. He says, "Farewell, fair queen, weep not for Mortimer that scorns the world, and as a traveller goes to discover the countries yet unknown." He says, "I want to discover the countries which are yet unknown. After death, I am going to conquer. I am going to explore the new land called heaven." Right? This is the spirit of adventure. Another important feature of this Renaissance literature is romanticism. The quest for the remote, the wonderful, and the beautiful is the important feature of the Elizabethan age. If you read William Shakespeare's comedies, they are all romantic comedies. The setting of all his romantic comedies are the distant remote areas, unknown areas, highly imaginative places are presented. Love is the central idea of most of Shakespeare's comedies. Not only this, if you read the lyrics written by William Shakespeare, Thomas Wyatt, Henry Howard, Edmund Spenser, Sir Philip Sidney, all these lyrics, they focused on the theme of love, and that makes the poetry romantic poetry during this period. Not only this, if you remember Marlowe's immortal lines found in Dr. Faustus, which shows the spirit of romanticism. You know, was this the phase that launched 1,000 ships and burned the topless towers of Ilium? Sweet Helen, make me immortal with a kiss. Here shall I dwell, for heaven is in these leaves. All is dross, that is not Helen. Such beautiful romantic lines were written by Marlowe. In short, romanticism was the core element of the Renaissance literature. Interest in Greek learning, in Greek literature, okay, this is also an important element of the Elizabethan literature. Why? Because of, recently, the typewriting machine was invented in Europe, and now what happened? People started reading the Greek literature. Why? Because of the typewriter, literature was easily available to them. Authors and readers, they increased by heaps and bounds. Okay, they increased by heaps and bounds, and that's why there were large number of authors and there were large number of readers. Why? Because mass production was possible because of this new invention of this printing technology. Greek philosophy and Greek thinking, they influenced these literary personalities of this time. People started cultivating, developing interest in Greek literature. Development of drama and poetry. All of a sudden, if you read 16th century literature, then Elizabethan literature is known as the nest of singing birds. Why? Because all of a sudden hundreds of poets were writing poetry. There were great poets, trio poets like Shakespeare, Spenser, and Sidney. They produced fabulous romantic poetry, and that's why this age, Elizabethan age, is known as the nest of singing birds. Not only this, Edmund Spenser, also attempted writing an epic, The Fairy Queen. Though some of the critics do not unanimously agree with the idea whether The Fairy Queen is an epic or not. That is a debatable issue. We don't want to enter into that debate. But Spenser wrote this epic for the first time in English literature. Not only this, he also wrote some pastoral poems. He made the pastoral poems popular among the readers. Okay, new theaters were opened during Elizabethan age. University wits like Thomas Kidd, Thomas Nash, George Pill, Christopher Marlowe, they started writing plays and they popularized the art of writing plays. Shakespeare also wrote so many plays during his lifetime. Not only this, if you examine the first comedy, Ralph Roister by Nicholas Udall, was published during this period. Okay. Not only this, the first tragedy, Gorboduc by Thomas Sackville and Thomas Norton, that was also published during the 16th century. So 16th century is the period of drama and poetry. So friends, here before I finish this video, let's conclude the whole discussion by saying that Elizabethan age or the age of Renaissance in England is considered as the most flowering period. We find during this period, we find great masters in almost all forms of literature. Say for example, Shakespeare, the master of tragedy. Ben Jonson, master of comedy. Edmund Spenser and Sidney, they contributed greatly in the field of poetry. Sidney again, he also contributed in the field of criticism for the first time in English literature. Not only that, Francis Bacon, who is given the title the Prince of English Essays, he also popularized essays during this period. So take any form, whether it is drama, poetry, criticism, essays, everywhere there was much development found during this period. Individualism, spirit of adventure, spirit of romanticism, Greek learning, materialism, these were some important characteristics of the Elizabethan literature. So friends, I finished this video here. If you really like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share this video among your friends. Thank you very much.